Before that, you guys traveled through the Underworld, through the Fields of Mourning, to the Fields of Judgment, where you guys stumbled upon Cletus, who is very much deceased, along with a chunk of the village of Shirevale.
Chunks of the villagers of Shirevale.
I know.
Them. Oh man,
a whole bunch of them. They're all down there.
in chunks.
So last time I made you guys act out how how they got down there.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
We had a little battle here. We have Bear starring as Cletus. Wolfira was Hilda, who was the old woman who Nyla argued with a whole bunch at the very, very beginning. And then Hannah was Argyrus, the dwarf that sold her the silver dragon earrings.
Steve, I would like to propose something. Tell me how much money it's going to cost you. Or how much money it's going to cost me to give to you to propose this.
What is the proposal?
Right.
I'm concerned.
Proposal. What if instead of just doing like a summary recap, how much would I have to pay you for you to take the time to put together a highlight reel of the previous session to play at the beginning of each new session?
Oh, you mean like...
No, just the highlights from like the previous session.
Oh god.
Oh.
I don't know when I would even find the time to do that.
I know the time is an issue for you, but think of how fun that would be if you could play that on stream for people at the beginning of each session.
It would be pretty great.
What was the horse's name again?
Horse's name was
Oh, wait.
I have it written down.
It was Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding.
Yep, that was it.
See, I remember my own horse's name. What do I look like?
Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding was a menace.
It was in fact Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding. Yeah. So, a group of the cultists showed up to Shirevale, demanding that they surrender. They were going to take over the town. However, they were mistreating their horses, which led Cletus to get a little upset. And he charged forward, armed with his rake, and slammed into them. They got into a little kerfuffle, and in the end, unfortunately, Cletus, Hilda, and Argyrus perished, along with Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding. And that's what happened last session. And in their last few moments, they saw that throughout the town there were explosions and other fighting, which made them realize that they're attackers from all directions. Something else they learned is that Orin sort of disappeared like a week before the attack. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody's seen him. He's the head of the adventure guild that you guys went to, the Gilded Ram. And that's where we left off, is Cletus telling this harrowing tale of how they tried to defend Shirevale, but ultimately perished. And that's where we're picking up this evening.
Also, let it be known that horse rolled like 3 max damage attack rolls and a crit.
Yeah, that horse was like, I was starting to get a little worried. It's like, because like in the long run, you guys had to die to end up here. So I was like, oh, what if they live?
I mean, then you just have like you RP more enemies coming in and overwhelming us or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, here we are at the Fields of Judgment. Cletus kind of consoling Hilda as they tell you this story. And as you kind of look about, you see other villagers from Shirevale kind of huddled in a group. And you also see Charon in the Fields of Judgment. He's anxious. He's kind of looking around. You see that there's a ton of stones and pillars that are knocked over here. And there are tons of combatants that lay dead, kind of scattered around. Some are wearing the purple robes with the golden eye sigil, and others are some of the denizens that you guys have come to know, scattered about. Oh, I'm so sorry. How are you doing,
Isn't
the
it
Slayer? I totally missed your message. I
Cletus?
apologize.
Isn't they supposed to be not down here?
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, last we saw you were.
Oh, you missed it, sire. But like like last week, the whole thing of us like role playing those characters was like Cletus recounting the story to us.
Do pretty good. Do pretty good.
I wasn't sure if we just kind of got
Yes.
there like towards the end of the tale.
Maybe,
Okay,
maybe you
got it.
you're busy talking with somebody else down here. So, hold on, hold on, hold it,
Holding.
hold it,
Holding,
Holding.
holding.
hold it.
Holding.
There.
That's a big horse.
Oh, there's a horse.
Don't forget, she died a warrior's death as well.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Almost forgot to introduce you to my horse, Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding.
Is this the Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding from the story you just told us?
It sure is. Some call her the savior of Shireville, although we all still died in the end. But you know, we did our best.
Ebern is gonna go up to the horse. You are truly a great warrior.
It'll give you a respectful nod back.
I promise that your name will live on in heroes' tales for ages to come.
It'll kind of like whinny and like stand up a little straighter, kind of like looking very proud of itself.
As you should be.
Well, why is I'm guessing everyone must be gathered out here because of what's been going on, right?
Yes. Karen brought us here, but it's kind of where we're stuck for now. Because of the mess that's been going on. And there, if we try to go to the House of Hades, we get shoot out. There's, it's no good down here right now. There's no, the judges aren't here, so nobody can get told where to go.
I'm surprised that Charon is still working. I figured he would have like taken a vacation.
At least
But
trying his
I
best.
feel like the dead are just gonna be piling up here waiting. I guess you still got to do what you can, right?
It looked like he was waiting for somebody. He brought us here, and he's just been kind of protecting us. There's been some stray demons. You'll see that Charon has like this large sort of scythe that he's kind of like holding in his hands, and you see it's like dripping with this sort of like black ichor. And he'll kind of finally notice that you guys are there. And he's going to solemnly start to make his way to you, his robe sort of swishing against the ground as he walks. And he's going to lay a hand on Arate's shoulder and sort of lean down like he's whispering something to her. And he'll gesture over, and kind of towards the middle of the field, kind of tidied up a little bit, as best as they could, you see a woman that looks a bit older than Arate, lying lifeless on the ground. And Arate and her sister kind of rush over there with tears in their eyes, and you realize that this is most likely Arate's mother.
Ebern will approach Charon
Karan will kind of bow his head to you as you walk closer in greeting.
Is that who we think it is?
He's just gonna nod solemnly.
Do you know what happened?
I can't remember if Karan can talk or not.
Yeah, you can talk.
I think I had him.
Yeah, you used the same voice as Cletus.
Did I really?
No.
I was like, there's no way. I'm pretty sure he like just made sounds, and I had.
Maybe he just made sense. I wasn't sure
I
if
think so.
it was because he couldn't talk or because he was antisocial, though.
He made sounds, and I just had Flugel interpret it as he wanted. I tried to get him to come for the last session, but I think he couldn't make it.
Oh.
So he'll just kind of like lean down, and he's gonna touch his like bony hand to your forehead, and he's gonna begin talking, and it sounds like whispers, but in your head, you hear, there was a great battle, and she was struck down by the enemy forces. She sent me to try and find Arate and her sister, but alas, I don't know if it'll be enough. And he'll pull his hand away.
Wait, put your hand back. I wasn't done yet.
I
I have more questions.
just look at you and wait for you to ask your questions.
Okay. Are these souls safe here in the field?
He's gonna shake his head no.
Oh. Well.
And then he's gonna reach out his bony hand once more, this time pointing to the House of Hades.
Okay. So Steve, the map doesn't give us like a very good idea. So like, is the house just like part of the field, or is it like a giant like palace? Those gates?
There's a large set of gates, and then it's just sort of like this large sort of like structure. Palaces, I guess, would be a good way to put it.
Okay.
Oh, it's almost cathedral like.
Yeah.
Arate will slowly get up and turn around, and you see her eyes sort of like glowing with this like red malice. She kind of walks back over to the party. She sort of wipes away her tears. And she's like, I think it's time that we try to finish this.
Well, we did come here for a reason. Also, Steve, you mentioned their mother is no more. Where was she? Like just on the grass?
Yeah, it looks like they tried to like kind of clean her up a little bit. They haven't had time to bury her, so she's just sort of her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. And they've laid her on like a little bit of grass.
Do you need some time to take care of your business as I like politely motion over to their mother?
There'll be plenty of time after we fixed what has been done.
Well, if you say so.
I'll leave my sister here to tend to her for now. There's not much we can do since her life seems to be gone.
Is your sister are she gonna be safe here?
Arte will look to Charon, and Charon will give a little nod, and he'll kind of go stand behind her sister.
Oh,
I'd like
answer that.
Protectively.
Well, I'm ready to
Ready.
proceed in this case.
Ibern will turn to the others. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
About the race I'll ever be.
Yup.
We take care of everything else now.
Just out of character. I
Mhm.
don't think we've long rested in a while, so are we sure everyone's ready?
You guys long rested in Penthos.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we took a long
Mhm.
rest in the little imp house.
You
Yeah.
guys, some of you took a little bit of psychic damage going through the Fields of Mourning, but it wasn't much.
I think I just forgot to reset my resources then. Okay. Because we haven't fought since then, have we?
No, just
Okay.
just a bit of psychic damage is all, and I can't remember who got hit with it.
I don't remember either. I think I did, but I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
All right. Ebern will turn to the others. So is it just us then?
As you guys are talking, you'll see sort of like a small group amassing at sort of at the gates of these like purple robed figures. And as you say, is it just us then? Cletus will let out a long, shrill whistle and hop up on the back of Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding. It's like, I can't believe you would think that we would miss this. We'll help you get inside, pal.
Cletus, I know that you're dead, but apparently it is possible to die even when you're dead. Are you sure that you're ready to face that possibility?
I've already died once. It wasn't so bad. What's one more time?
I don't
You know
know
what?
if there's like a
That's
Hades 2 that you
fair.
go to, but we
That's not
appreciate
I can get behind. Let's
When a
do
death
this shit.
dies, what happens to a death?
You're asking a lot of questions that I don't know the answer to. All I know are two things.
I guess we might find out. Maybe.
All right, well, let's go
Hopefully
before we think too much about death after death.
So Cletus will turn around and he'll kind of muster up the Shirevale gang. And you see them all getting up. Hilda's getting up. Argyris.
Hilda? Argyris?
Several of the folks from the adventuring guild. You notice like the cook that fed you guys at the very beginning. He's wielding a pan and a baguette. Who knows how the baguette got down here? We're not asking questions.
But if it's stale, you better watch out.
And Cletus is like, I'll lead the charge. Well, and y'all just follow behind. I'm not sure what we can do as ghosts, but we're gonna try our darndest. And Charon will sort of kind of grip his scythe a little tighter and join the ranks.
You know, I want to say that's the spirit, but I don't know if that's offensive.
You hear Charon give like a little like, heh.
All right, well, I guess the plan is we all rush in together. All right, got it.
Is there any other kind of plan?
Not really.
All right then, yeehaw! And he's gonna charge forward, riding on Sweetie Pie Plum Pudding. As you see this wave of ghosts kind of crash into these purple robe figures, they're not able to do much, but they are distracted quite a bit as there are many ghosts. And as they're distracted, you see Charon sort of expertly wielding his scythe, kind of cutting it a path for you guys to run through.
Then I will follow said path.
Oh yeah, we'll gesture for the others and start running as fast as my armor will let me run.
We're running in.
You see, as you guys kind of charge forward, you see Arte sort of let out this sort of howl, and wings sprout out from their back as they fly forward with you through the gates.
Whew. Oh.
A team of wolf.
Whoa, what are those?
As you run through the gates, past the guard. Oh boy, hold on. Jesus Louise. As you run through the gates, through the many halls, Arate sort of leads you down to where the throne room is.
It's Hades.
I don't think so.
Sexy Hades.
Hey, yo.
And you, oh,
Oh.
Oh,
Oh. That's a real long corridor.
Oh, man.
you guys sort of run over this little bridge here. This is where you guys will be. Below you flows the river Styx. You kind of see souls sort of swirling beneath and hands sort of reaching up out of the waters just to get sucked back down again. And as you look across this sort of long throne room, you see sort of this like unnaturally large, like tall woman sitting on the throne of Hades. And she smiles as you guys walk through the door. She looks similar to Arate. However, her skin is sort of like red with like it's like dark with these red cracks running through it. And she wields sort of this long sword that's like wreathed in shadows. And she'll smile at you. It's like, I'm surprised you've been able to make it this far. And she talks, her voice sort of echoes around the chamber you guys are in. And you see her little accoutrement of guards here kind of bristle as her words sort of reverberate around. And Arate will respond. Cassia, I should have known it was you. Foul beast. You've always wanted to run Hades, and shouldn't have put it past you to join forces with something so foul. And you'll see that this lady, Cassia, has sort of this imprint of the golden sigil of the eye on her forehead that's glowing.
No.
Ebron will turn to Arte. Is this another family member?
Not necessarily. See, my family, we sort of represent law and order.
bum, bum.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why that noise always plays when we say that. It's really bizarre. And her sort of coven sort of represents vice. Sort of, balances out the good and the bad. Although I would not have thought that she would sink this low. She's gonna kind of like spit as she glances over at her.
Ooh. Well.
So are we killing her?
Arte looking, and she's like, I cannot ask you to fight my fight, but
So yes, we're killing her then.
oh,
yes.
great. I'm glad I didn't have to ask. I was really nervous about that. She's very big. She's not normally this big, guys. You know, like, that's crazy.
Well,
You've been
it is
drinking
what
her
it
milk?
is.
I think she's been drinking drinking the milk, drinking her milk. Drinking the juice, the bad guy juice. I don't know.
Ebron will step forward. Where's Hades? What did you do with them?
Hades has been dealt with. He's left, and I took his place.
Took his place?
That's right. And now I can...
As the god of the underworld?
more or less. Yeah, I answered to my boss, but as long as I sow plenty of chaos down here, he lets me do as I please, and it just so happens that I also love chaos.
Well, you're doing a pretty terrible job.
Excuse me? I think I'm doing a fantastic job. Her eyes will kind of like flare red.
Well, yeah.
Ooh.
Like if we were just outside and there were just people standing around. Didn't look very chaotic. And then the fields we just came from, there was nothing going on. There wasn't even anything for us to fight. There were no monsters or horrifying entities of the underworld for us to battle.
That's right. The souls, they'll get restless and they'll return back to the living, and they'll cause chaos. The world, the land of... Oh my god, I haven't talked to anybody but these buffoons in a long time. So sorry. They return to the land of the living and sow chaos that way.
So you just sit down here and do nothing then.
It's great.
That sounds pretty boring.
No.
It doesn't sound
Sounds
very chaotic.
extremely boring.
You're not even doing
not
any of
even
it yourself.
Do you need some friends?
No, I have plenty of friends.
You just called them buffoons.
Right, guys?
That's not what you call friends.
What do you call friends?
Well,
People who genuinely care about you.
and it's not like you're up there creating chaos with them.
Well, I delegating.
So you like watching chaos. You don't like being chaotic yourself.
Look.
Is what I'm hearing.
Do you understand how many systems you have to put in place to like sort every soul, and then you've like there's the judges, but then they're not sure, they fight over it, and I had to go fill out paperwork. That's too much busy work. I'd rather just not do it.
Why didn't you just delegate that to somebody else? If you're so into delegating.
Man, I thought being a god would be fun. It sounds really, really awful.
Hey man,
Right.
we're still king of the sandcastles or whatever.
Yeah.
Is
See,
this
that was
something you
fun.
even really want to do? Like, I know you're like, yeah, like chaos and all, but is this what you actually want to do, or is this just like, eh?
Why would you want to do
Lord.
something that you're bad at?
What? I'm okay. She's gonna slam her fist down on the throne, and she's like, "I've had it with your insolence. You don't know me." And she's gonna point her finger at you, and she's like, "Get him!" And we'll roll for initiative.
Where's the button? She sounds very unsure.
She's out here doing her best.
She's fine.
She's trying so hard. Where is she?
You're not
fine.
my
You're,
dad.
you're not my dad. You don't know me.
You don't know anything.
Also, Steve, this part right here,
Beautiful.
Yes.
Those are-
these crystals, are these walls? Are they underneath us? Or
It's just a pattern on the floor.
okay,
Yeah.
so this is all traversable right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for like the dark spooky parts.
Except the dark,
or-
except the dark spots.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
There we go. Let's see. Okay, she got a 14 originally.
Sire, get in here. Where you at?
That is what I'm trying to have work with me.
I apologize if you guys can hear my hiccups.
It doesn't like me trying to drag my token onto.
I can drag it on there for you here in just a second. There we go. Totally not rooting for
It
TPK.
used to let me, but now it's like,
Whoa.
no.
Mine used to not let me, and then I figured out that I had to click and drag my name instead of the actual token icon.
Oop, there you go. You just place them wherever you would like. Okay, let's see. I need to just stick with like one enemy type, so I don't have like 800 sheets open. This is a lot. I don't know how I do this. This guy. Oh, I need to fix this guy.
Oh. There we go.
Got it?
Yep. There we go. That's weird. Okay. Now there's 2 of me.
Oh my god, it's multiplying. Advantage toggle. Maybe one day I'll remember to do all this before. There we go. Boop. Had to fix a sheet. This little guy rolled in.
Here we go.
This jabroni rolled in. Who's this? I have 800 enemies to give them all intricate backstories. I hate you putting so many things down that I have to RP. Because I would rather just let the party RP and I'll just react to it. Like anytime that they bring like an ally with them. This Arate character was originally played by a guest player. Because of like some scheduling stuff. He was unable to continue making it to the games. And now I'm just stuck trying to play them to the best of my ability. It was gonna be like a better way for them to get like cool info about the Underworld. With like they had a Underworld ally, and then that sort of fell apart. Oop. Okay, it took me a minute, but I think I got everybody. Just kidding.
Does look like it.
I forgot Arte.
Oh.
Oh no.
I tried so hard to get this guy. I was just like, look, man, like, last one. Like, do you think you can make it? And he's like, I'm going to try my best to stay awake. And he wasn't able to.
Sag.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on early in the morning, so I don't blame him.
It's perfectly fine.
Okay, I think that's everybody. Nyla, you're kicking it off here. There's 2 variants.
Yeah.
Which variant do we not want? The southern one or the northern one?
Southern one.
Hey, get out of here.
Boop. All right.
Let's see. Seeing, you know, she's saying, get a, you know, movie. And they're getting ready, you know, for a fight. I'll scoot forward. I'll rush in, hourglass in hand as always, and I'll peek from behind Ebrin to have a view of the place. Steve, what are those?
Which ones? I'm sorry.
The big dog-looking things.
They appear to. They look like dogs, but they seem to be wreathed in like these like moving shadows. When you look at them, you get this feeling of like ill will, and doesn't make you feel good.
Yes, I would be pretty uneasy looking at them. Well, I'm not gonna be holding punches.
Oh shit!
I'm looking for the template, the area of effects and such. Ooh,
Oh
purple.
shit! Wait,
Ooh, purple.
Is it
Oh,
30
man.
my
30 feet?
babies!
Hold on, let me make sure. Because that seems massive.
My babies!
No, it's 20 feet. Yeah, that felt like way too big. Still pretty good. There you go. I'm casting
man.
Fireball, hiding
take a
from
jump.
behind
Nice.
Ebrid.
Oh man.
My babies! I was. I thought.
Is it from between my legs?
I thought.
Sure.
I thought I spread them out enough.
Laying down like a sniper.
I know. Laying down like a sniper, like crouched down a little bit.
I forget. What do I need? Dexterity saves.
It is a deck save, yes.
Okay. We're doing
Your
left to right.
babies. Poor Steve.
13. 13. That's the human mins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here are my little babies.
Oh man.
That's a
Oh,
lot of
man.
damage.
That's a
4,
lot of damage.
12.
Your poor babies. Oh no,
Boy.
Steve.
I don't want to play the game anymore. I want to go home.
What about the dog, Steve?
They all failed. Every single one.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Steve.
Did you cast that at a higher level?
No, it's only third. It's third. I only third spell. Third levels. No fourth yet.
Oh man. Oh, Steve.
Salute.
You're
I'm
Here's
waiting to see
some
who lives.
hydration to rehydrate you after the tears.
All right, buckaroos. Now the gloves are off. Cheers. They all live.
They all live. How
Yeah, you
injured do they look like? Are they like struggling?
How crispy are they?
Yeah, how crispy.
How crisp
Uh,
are they?
So
On
yeah,
a scale of
you,
1 to burnt chicken nugget.
you guys see this fireball go off, incinerating these fine, these top tier enemies that I've put together today.
Today.
The front two fellas. Yeah, I reworked this whole encounter today. I guess I was.
Oh.
The front two guys look real crisp. And you see their like faces twist in terror as their armor ignites and they get blasted by this fireball. The two dogs look marginally hurt.
Oh, so it looks like they did get affected by it.
Oh yeah, they got hurt.
Okay. Let me see. Just to make sure.
No, they're
So
not.
you
No, they're not platinum.
Oh,
They're
man.
really
gave
not.
me the clock, Steve.
Huh?
You gave me the clock.
You have a clock, yes.
Okay. Yes, and I did put
And there's
fireball
a
on it.
spell in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As a bonus action, I want to cast fireball in the same spot.
No, no.
As after there's a wave of heat like coming in our way after like the big explosion, shielding my eyes, and I'm taking a peek to see if they're still there, and you know they're crispy, but I'm doing it again.
Steve, you gave them the clock.
Okay.
I know what I have to do, but I don't
know how to
do it.
That's quite a damage roll what you got there.
That's a lot
That's
of
quite a-
damage.
You
You do a lot of damage.
That's quite a damage roll you got there.
I feel bad for Steve.
I've made so many mistakes.
Quite a roll. Good job.
Spread them out
Before these two front guys can even move, they're just like trying to wipe the soot from their eyes from the first one. They just get obliterated. There's nothing left of them. They're just completely gone. Here we go. Come on, puppies. Come on.
Come on,
Fuck! Wait a
Oh,
minute.
no.
Wait, hold on.
Hmm.
What's up, Steve?
What the dog's doing?
Okay.
What the dog doing?
I was making sure their dice were the same. They rolled the exact same numbers, so I was like, wait a minute. What are the chances?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, bye bye, doggos. Oh,
It's like, maybe this is gonna be too hard. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Hey, so you completely obliterate these 4 monsters here in the very front.
Nyla would look very, very smug and proud of herself. After like the same type of deal where the like, wave of heat just washes away. She looked pretty smug. And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. On sort of on initiative count 20, you're gonna see Cassia kind of like wave her hand, and the river of sticks begins to glow, and you start to see once again hands beginning to reach out from the pool, and you see one of them manages to get hold of the beach here, and it pulls itself out of the water. Wait a minute. Oink.
Oh.
You see this sort of ghostly specter pull itself out onto the beach and kind of turn to you guys menacingly. And that will go on her turn. Darian?
All right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I will action dash and move 90 feet
Okay.
directly up to here.
Whoa!
Because I have a move speed of 45. We swifty.
Fast boy.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to pop a rage. I'm going to have this lad make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, here we go. 5.
5? Alright. 1d6 lightning damage.
1.
Continuing the trend of 1 lightning damage, but hey, damage is damage.
Wait, what happened to the dogs? I looked away for a second.
Obliterated.
Well, they have like the... Oh gosh, what is it? It's like the...
I only looked away for a second.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Nyla used her clock, which had fireball in it,
I
and
saw
they got
that part.
obliterated.
So I'm
They-
guessing that the rolls, their dex rolls, didn't save them.
No.
Okay.
Not against,
That's
was it 58 points of damage?
Also, who this guy?
It's as a ghostly specter pulled himself out of the river at Cassia's beckon.
But that will be my turn.
Oh man. Okay.
Alarin.
I was still thinking. Now I have to think fast. Shoot, I can't see the whole map either. Cool, yeah, that's a long distance. Okay. I move 5, 10, 15, 20 here. And that's just gonna reach. Cool. And I'm gonna take a shot at... Oof. Can I take a shot? Actually, I'm gonna move here. That way it's instead of there from where I was.
Okay.
Can I shoot that way?
You'll get partial cover because Varian's standing in front of him. Varian's a very big fellow.
Yeah, he is.
There's the other guy.
There is the other guy,
There's
but
the
if
other
I do
fella.
the other guy, but then nobody's standing in front of him. I was here. I could go that way instead. Fuck it, I've already moved. I'm gonna commit. We're gonna just do a regular thing and shoot at that guy.
Okay.
And I... Nah, it's whatever. Where is it? There it is. Apologies.
$19. I can delete this. 19 will hit.
And then 7.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do. Because I don't have any bonus actions or anything, so that is my turn.
Alrighty. It's Cassia's turn here.
I'm in danger.
Okay. Let me double. There it is. Okay. So Cassie will stand up from her throne here. And you see her sprout these sort of demonic wings from her back. And she will take flight. She will go
Oh man.
here. Right next to Varian. And she... You see her sort of pull out this sword. Again, it's like sort of wreathed in shadows. And you see the shadows kind of drip down to her wrist for a moment. And you see it sort of looks like it's transferring energy from her to the sword. And then she's going to swing at you. 16.
Matches. It hits.
Okay. So you're going to take 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then she's going to bring it down again. And 24 hits.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll be 7 slashing as she slashes into you again.
All right.
Let's see. She's like, no mere mortals are a match for me. And then she's going to you see her jaw unhinge and open wide, and she lets out this sort of high-pitched cry that emanates loudly around you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Here we go. 17.
Let's see. It's so high pitched that it feels like your eardrums are about to burst, but you're able to kind of like hold out against it. And she'll close her mouth shut again and kind of looking. She's like, "Oh, surprised that you were able to withstand my cry." And then she will turn to the specter that pulled itself out of the pit. She's like, "Go. I want you to take care of the others." It will set its sight on you guys. And it'll begin moving towards you. And it will fly all the way over here. And then it's going to sort of reach out one of its ghostly hands and grasps you on the shoulder. Or try to. Alarin, does 14 hit?
It does not.
So he reaches out to grab you, and you're able to like slink away from his grasp, just in the nick of time. And that is it
Woo.
for her turn. Next are these sort of purple-robed figures. You will step forward. Oh, I have a ruler somewhere. There it is. He'll step forward and point his. Let's see. Actually, let me see this. He'll point his finger at you. Who's up front? Alarin.
Me.
Mm-hmm. And he lets
Nice.
loose these sort of arcane sort of bolts that are crackling with this like kind of dark purplish energy. They're gonna slam into you. Oops. Holy smokes. For 19 damage.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Bear.
I will use my reaction to intercept it with my shield.
Okay. Can you put that in the chat for me?
Yeah, it was a ranged attack, right? It wasn't like a save.
Yeah, ranged spell attack. Okay.
I think it works on a spell attack.
It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't specify that it's a melee attack, so it should be okay.
And that'll be. What's my proficiency now?
I think it's. Actually, don't know.
3. It's still 3. So it'll be a D10 plus 3. So it'll be
Ooh.
reduced by 7.
Nice.
So-
12 damaged. So you see Ebrin kind of leaps forward and is able to deflect some of the bolts with his shield. You'll notice that you're sort of glowing with the same sort of dark purplish energy, Alarin.
Fun.
Kind of emitting this small light. Ebrin, it is your turn.
Ebrin will swing his, I guess, with the specter here, kind of the immediate threat. So he'll swing his frying pan at it.
Okay. $24, that hits.
Woo.
6.
And then he'll use his extra attack.
That hits as well. 8. All right, yeah, you're just hitting this guy upside the head. Just like looks at you, just kind of in terror as you're beating him down with this frying pan.
I want to shove it. I shove the spirit.
Okay.
I want to knock it prone. I don't know if I can, but I want to knock it prone.
Okay.
That's not the thing. Sorry, this thing is running real slow for me right now.
It's running really slow for me as well too. You're good.
That one. Here's my athletics check.
Oh my
Oh, boy.
god.
Ooh.
So As you start pushing on this sort of like spectral being, you kind of just like almost phase through it. You realize that he cannot be shoved down as he just sort of is constantly floating.
Worth a shot. Let's see. I will move here,
Okay.
Thanks,
and
dude.
that'll be my turn.
Okay. So to match Cassia, Arate will start channeling this sort of energy, and once again, you see these wings sprout from their back, sort of like a bit more angelic wings as opposed to the more demonic-looking ones of Cassia, and she will fly forward and full action dash. She has her sights set specifically on Cassia here. Go to this guy's turn, who is gonna pull out his mace and try and give Varian a good whack. 8.
That woman.
He's like kind of.
He's kind of stunned from the screech.
He's
Yeah.
he's still like he's a little dazed from the screech too. He was not expecting it. And he sort of like gives his head a little shake, trying to clear his head. We're back to Nyla.
Oh snap! There's a
Oh,
spooky
man.
ghost. She doesn't want anything to do with that. Nope. She's out of here. Gonna be running over the pillar, taking cover behind it, like keeping an eye on this thing, of course. But she's also pretty worried about Varian, who's all the way over there. So, with a snap of her finger, she will be summoning Hazelnut as my action. And as soon as Hazelnut's back,
Oh, Nyla, where are we?
I'll pick her up and bring her to my face.
Nyla, yes.
We are in a state of emergency. You look over there. Look over there.
She's the Pie Man.
The Pie Man. The Pie Man is in danger.
Yeah, but he gives me the pie. Nyla, you have to save Pie Man.
No, it's not. You have to save Pie Man.
I knew this day would come.
Now, Hazelnut. What do you prefer? Do you prefer acid? Do you prefer cold, fire, lightning, or poison?
Nyla, are you gonna wait? What?
Hey, which one do you prefer? What sounds great? What sounds perfect
What?
to rescue him?
You see, like, Hazelnut get this kind of, like, look on her face, like, just this, like, really angry look. She's like, anybody that would hurt Pie Man deserves acid.
Acid? Acid it is, as I gently place my finger on her forehead. And she'll know that from now on, she can breathe acid using her action.
Her eyes widen. She's like, tell Mr. Stuffles I love him. And
no worries, he's not going anywhere.
And she has like a little backpack, right?
Yes.
And she's gonna like tighten the straps. She's gonna take a little paw, like give you a little salute. She's like, put me down, Nyla.
She is now on the initiative.
Does she now just go on the same turn as you?
No, familiars get their own thing.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
All right,
Maybe.
we'll slide her right up here.
Sounds good. I'll carefully place her down.
You see her like start to do like little stretches. She's like, nobody hurts Pie Man on my watch. It's like
And
running in place.
if he ever get hurt, if he goes down, you do have a potion in your satchel that you can give him away.
I do, and she's gonna like try to turn and look, but like she can't quite see it.
You do have one. No, we kept those for emergencies,
Oh, okay.
and this is quite the emergency.
Yes, Pie Man.
That's gonna be my turn.
Okay. All right, on initiative 20, Cassier once again will look towards the river sticks, and you see them starting to churn and bubble as more hands start to reach for the beach. You see another one hand is able to grab hold and pulled himself up onto the beach. Varian, it is your turn.
Yippee! Bonus action. I have Big Mama there. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Big Mama.
Big Mama.
I don't like when you call me that. I'm not your mom. 5.
Hello, when they call me Big Mama.
Okay, all right, 5.
Anyway, it's a 5.
What happens?
4 points of lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Okay.
You get
Ah.
zippity zap.
Ouch! Stop that.
And then we're gonna go in for
Wait.
2 greatsword attacks against her. First one, only an 11.
Let me double check here. Oh, the sheet. 11 does not hit.
Then second swing, 22.
Oof.
That does hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Man.
Yeah. So they'll take, and since I'm raging 2 extra, so 10 points of slashing in total.
Okay. As your sword sort of connects with her, she kind of looks down at you, and you see her eyes flash this red again, and you start to feel this sense of dread building inside you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, my
Ooh.
strong suit. 9.
This sense of dread continues to build to the point where you are now frightened.
Okay.
Let's see, and I'm sorry, how much damage did you say that was?
It'd be 10 points in total.
I forgot how to math for a second. Okay.
And that should be my turn.
Alarin.
Okay. Sorry. I planned this out, and then people moved, and then I was not sure. Uh, 5, 10, 10, 15. Oh, if I move there, I can go that way. That'll be fine. Eh. And I will actually. This one here is facing Ebrin, right?
I mean,
Or wait, no, it attacked me last.
it
Never
sure,
mind.
yeah, it sure did.
Never mind. So it's facing that way? Wait, you can't see that. That way?
But I mean, it's just following you with its eyes.
No. Lame. Alright, then I guess I'll take a shot at what's her name?
Okay, there is a bit of a pillar there.
Oh, is there?
Oh, yeah.
Fine, I'll stay where I was. God damn it, Steve. Terrain. Terrain is.
You guys can't steamroll every every combat
Yeah, I
encounter.
I know. These pillars reach all the way to the ceiling, I'm assuming, if there is a ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Fine, I'll just slash it. This one.
Okay.
With. We will give Miss Cutter a try.
You have your tinfoil hat on?
I do.
Okay.
16?
Let me see. 16 does in fact hit.
7. Psychic.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Yeah, sneak attack damage, right? Because there's an ally next to it. Like-
Oh, true. Thank you. There is an ally next to it. Then I guess I will roll 3d6. I haven't used that in a while. I feel like.
That
Woo!
is
Another
enough.
7. Oh, okay.
As you plunge your sword into it, you see it just sort of dissipate away. His face sort of twisted in anguish as it kind of just sort of dissolves at the end of your blade.
Hasta luego. Spooky man. I'm not moving. I have a human shield in front of me, so I'm not moving.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
Let's see. Cassia will look at Varian, who looks very terrified of her. And instead, she will fly to Arate. She's like, "Oh, little Arate, I'll end you just like I ended your mother." And she will once again pull her sword out. And oh no.
What?
I crit.
Oh,
crit?
No!
16. Whoa, boy, that's a lot of damage.
Now hold on there, Steve. Now you just hold on a second.
I'm holding.
Yep.
You just hold your horses.
My
Steve?
horses are held.
You just relax for a second.
I'm relaxing.
Hold on. Let me use my ruler. Okay, I can't do anything.
Oh.
Same.
Nyla.
Nope, I can't. There,
No,
out
too
of
far?
30 feet. Yeah.
Damn.
And you see just sort of slash into Arate. Arate still standing. You see like blood splatter across the ground and she kind of coughs. But she holds fast. And Cassia will point with gesture at the specter. Off to the left.
May I take the attack opportunity since she left my...
I don't know if you can.
man.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know if you can because you are frightened.
I know frightened just grants disadvantage on attack rolls while the creature is within line of sight and I cannot willingly move close.
Okay, then yes, you most definitely can, in fact, do that.
Sorry.
Let me just triple check just in case there is something I haven't seen though. Frightened 5e. Like I know that's for certain. Frightened, yeah, frightened creature disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Source of fear is there and cannot willingly move closer. Okay.
But yeah,
Dis-
yeah. 14. Let me double check. 14 is not able to do it. She'll just parries your blow as you swing at her. She leaves your line of sight there, or your side. This little guy move right up here with Nyla. It's sort of
Big movement.
just sort of floats on over. Oops.
Meow.
And it's going to reach out its hand towards you. 18, Nyla.
As I'm distracted with Hazelnut, I'll see a glimpse from the corner of my eye. This spooky end trying to grab the tiny rabbit, and I'll use shield.
Okay. What is that? Does it bring your AC up high enough?
Yeah, it's a +5, and I'll be just fine.
Plus
Healing myself
5.
from this thing.
Yeah, you see, it's sort of like hand is sort of like trying to grasp at you, and it sort of just like its nails scrape across this barrier that you've put up around yourself. Next is this guy. He will move here.
Oh.
And he will turn towards Cassia, and he will cast. What is it? Double check. She's in range. Yes. Sanctuary. And the sort of glowing ward kind of kind of surrounds her, and he kind of sets his sight towards Ebrin. Your turn, Ebrin.
Oh, well, you make it easy for me. Bloop. And a little bit of frying pan.
A little bit of frying pan.
Wait, why is it not?
TPK. No, I don't think so. It's past for him here.
What is
Off to
going
bed.
on
Have a
with
good
this
night,
fucking-
Dragoon. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Oh, and thank you for the hydrate as
Hold
well.
on. It's saying that it's telling me to. It's like not letting me. Oh wait, hold on. I was clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, there.
16. I believe 16 does hit. Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
14. That's big damage.
Big ol'
And now
bomb.
my extra attack.
That hits. What the?
What are the chances?
What the?
Alright.
You bludgeon this guy to death.
The death, you say?
To death?
His head is now a
10,
pancake.
15. All right. I just like club him down with the frying pan, and I keep going.
He looked to you so certain that he was gonna take you down, and then you just like clobber him real good.
And then I just step over and keep going.
Cool.
And that'll be my turn.
Not to give you too many advantages, but Mary, you do have a piece of armor you can use for situations like that.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me, Steve, because I forgot. Because it's so situational.
you're-
And
Your shield is also pretty cool.
no, I remembered the shield. I actually remember the shield, but the armor I forgot because it's not visible on my core page of my sheet. I would like to
I
use
don't
my
remember
armor.
the armor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hasn't been used yet. I was real excited.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used it yet because it's so situational. Whenever I deliver a killing blow to an enemy, the armor absorbs some of the life force, and you get temporary HP equal to the number of damage you dealt to finish off the enemy.
And as soon as you finish off this man, you see the symbol of Hades begin to glow on your armor, and you see this sort of bluish energy stream from the body and kind of surrounds you, sort of this like protective shield.
So it's equal to the damage I dealt?
Yep, so it's 14 temp HP for you.
Thank you, Steve. I totally
a lot
forgot.
of
I
temp
should put that on
HP.
my. I should put that in my features somewhere. Wait, is it in my? Oh, I think it is. I think it's at the very bottom of my features. Okay. Thank you for reminding me, Steve.
Oh yeah.
All right, and that's it for me.
Hazelnut!
Oh, snap, it's Hazelnut. The master at hit and run tactics. She's darting in. She's gonna be running behind this pillar. And is it safe to like shoot from there? Like let's say like shooting at this.
Yeah,
this lady,
that should be okay.
like peeking out
Mm-hmm.
from behind the pillar. She's just gonna be open, taking like the biggest breath she can before spewing out a cone of acid. Making sure not to hit
For Pie
What's up?
Man!
the poor pie man. And making sure not to hit Harte, of course. And it is gonna be a dex save, I believe. I'll just roll the damage.
Oh
on it.
man.
Yes. Ignore its fire. It's just I don't want to change it every single time. It is acid.
It is an area of effect. Okay. 14. Holy smokes. Dex save, you say?
Dex save.
Six.
Womp.
Okay. It's 14 acid damage.
14 acid damage.
She doesn't like. Cassie's not even paying any mind to this little weasel, and all of a sudden it just like just spews acid all on her feet. She's God, what is that? 14.
And
Squeak.
as soon just like squeak. She arrived real quick. She's gonna be hiding real fast as well. She's like cowering a little bit behind the pillar.
She's like
She's still ready to go, but she's a little bit spooked now.
just after Cassie's like, who is that? She's like, that's Hazelnut, baby, and then zips behind the pillar.
Heck yeah. I love this weasel.
Damn.
She's gonna look at Nyla like, good? Did I do good?
I'm giving her the biggest thumbs up.
Is Pie Man safe? It's pie time.
Soon.
She's like a little bit of drool like drips down.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a whole pie. I'm sorry, was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Arate's turn.
she's so cute.
All right, Arate. How do we? I should just turn this into an NPC sheet at some point. I never did. Okay. Arate is going to return in kind with their longsword. They pull it out and they're like, it's you and me, Cassia, and apparently this weasel too. And she takes a couple of swings, and only one of them is able to connect. I don't remember what this is. Oh yeah, okay. How are you guys? 6? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, you see her sword connect, and Arte's sword kind of glows with this radiant energy. Does a little extra something.
No.
Cassie will stare down at Arte with the same sort of look in her eye as they did with Varian. Wisdom. I'll just do this. And you see sort of Arte's kind of like eyes widen with fear. And she starts to kind of like look around anxiously, trying to find like a way to get out of the predicament that they're in. This guy in front of Varian will pull out his mace and keep on keeping on. 5.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
I knew it. I knew it all along. This is a oops. Oops. Ignore all the stuff that I'm clicking. Action. Okay. That is his turn. We're back around to Nyla. Nyla, there's a spooky ghost guy behind you.
There's a spooky ghost with grabby hands.
With grabby hands.
It's not grabby enough to grab a jumping bunny, I suppose. As I'm gonna be using my rabbit hop. Which is let's see. 5-time proficiency. So I'll be jumping 15 feet away.
Okay.
A little bit of a leap. And let's see. I didn't take a peek at the range on this thing. 60 feet. Oh, that's plenty enough. Looking back, I'll make sure that the spooky ghost is not chasing.
Oh my
but
God.
I'll return my attention to what's happening in front, and I'll point at a tall lady, and I'll say, "I command you to kneel."
No.
I forgot what saving this is. Oh, that is a chunky text. Wisdom save, DC 16. Grovel. I said kneel, but it's grovel. Kneel is more threatening.
As you cast the spell, you see the symbol on her head glow, the eye sigil, and your command seems to have no effect on her.
Oof.
Just having a bit of a stare context. Just waiting to see if it's gonna do anything. Just scoot over. Peeking from behind a pillar. Actually, I'm gonna go over here. I think this thing doesn't chase me anymore. And that's gonna be bonus action. Do I have anything bonus action? Oh, I used my bonus action. That's my turn.
Okay. Once again, you'll see her sort of beckon to the river. This time, more hands start to come out. And this time, 2 ghostly figures pull themselves out of the waters. Yeah, there we go. We go to Varian. Varian, there's a very scary lady down below you. You can, at the end of your turn, use an action to roll against being frightened, if you would like.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use my action then to try to break free from the fear. It's a wisdom save, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
Unfortunately, still very frightened.
All right. And then I'll use my bonus action and have this guy roll me a dex save.
Yes. I don't think I've made a single save tonight. Well, we'll give it a shot. 8. Just
2 points of lightning damage. And that's my turn.
He's getting there. He's getting whittled down. A little bit of chip damage. Alarin, it is your turn.
Move. That's not the select/move tool. Move 10, 15 here. I'm gonna take a shot at her, and since Arte's there, I get sneak attack?
Mm-hmm.
2. Pending that it actually hits.
I think you also get advantage for pack tactics? I think you do.
I do. Thank you. I forgot pack tactics existed, even though I just read it 5 seconds ago. Advantage, because an ally is next to them. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, that one. Yeah. 15?
15. 2. 15 is not going to cut it.
Cool.
Sort
going
of just
here.
swats your arrow out of the air.
Nice. I got nothing else.
Okay. It is now her turn. She will just keep wailing on Arate here. And one of her attacks will collide. She slashes down into Arte once again. Arte's gonna let out a cry. Her eyes are just like wide with fear as she slices into her. Ebrin, it's your turn.
It's going in. Ebrin will attack with the pan.
Okay.
11.
That is gonna miss.
And extra attack.
22.
22.
That does hit. 15.
Jesus.
And then
As you connect with the pan, you will need to make a wisdom saving throw as her sort of like fiery gaze turns towards you. You begin to feel this like sense of dread kind of build.
Oof.
Hold on. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. The chronal shift. You know, the reroll and such.
he feels scared for a second, but then he doesn't feel scared anymore. He feels kind of sick to his stomach.
Oh,
Oh.
I roll-
And then
Feels even more scared.
So how does fear work?
So fear is basically when the source of the fear is within line of sight. You have disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls, and you can not willingly move closer to those sources of the fear.
Okay, but what about spells? If it's not like a ranged attack spell.
Kind of like a saving throw.
Yeah.
Don't think it would be effective, but that's up to the DM.
yeah, I don't think that would be affected either.
I use my bonus action for Fire Rune. I hit a creature with my attack, and even though I feel terrified, I managed to invoke my Fire Rune. An extra 2d6 of fire damage,
Oh snap! Okay.
which will
Nice.
be this much.
Okay.
And now roll a strength save or be restrained. I don't know what the save. 10. I don't know what the save is against, by the way.
Uh,
I don't know if it's against my spell save or what.
it would have to be against your
and
spell
must
save.
succeed against a strength saving throw.
What's your spell save?
No.
It doesn't say.
Was it? Let me take a peek at Rune Knight. I want to say it's 8 plus proficiency plus con, but I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, Cyrus right.
Okay.
There you go.
8 plus 3
11.
is 11. Plus 4 is
Okay.
15.
So yeah, she definitely does not save. And she's wrapped in sort of these fiery chains.
Nice.
And now I will attack again with my action surge.
Okay.
I will post it in chat just for clarity. And now the disadvantage from fear cancels out the advantage from restrained.
Mm-hmm.
So I attack normally. 12.
Does not hit.
And my extra attack
Does not hit.
was. Alright, but that's my turn.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's just sort of like swinging. You're just like accidentally hitting the chains.
That's fine. She's restrained. I'm scared, but she's restrained.
Very scared. Hazelnut.
Hazelnut is not scared of anything, though.
No, well,
Pie man.
Going
Pie man.
in.
Pie man.
Now, I would assume a cone would hit Varian from here.
Where are you launching it at?
Unless I aim it to the side. Let's see. Let me see. Where's the cones? Where's the cones? Come here. Whoop. Like, you know, something like that. Would that be fine? Or do you want her to get close?
Yeah, I think she'd have to get a little closer.
That is perfectly fine. She's not afraid of anything.
Not afraid of everything and also afraid of everything all at the same time.
The pie, though.
Pie man. Pie man.
Deck save.
There he goes. Big deck save. Nope. 11 acid.
11 acid.
Gosh darn.
You just, you just see Hazelnut kind of run next to your feet and just like vomit this acid all over this man, and she's gonna look up at you with just like the most like admiration and like look in her eye.
Why do I feel like a little bit of like acid dribble would just like slowly
Yeah, that's
drill down?
And she's gonna like pat your
like
foot.
a baby throws up.
It's gonna be okay, Pie Man. Okay. Anything else?
don't
Just a
know
little
if I should be
smile,
more
a little
scared.
squeaks. Oh man.
I don't know if I should be more scared of the big lady or you. Hazelnut.
That's gonna be your turn.
Okay. Let's
She's
see.
so cute.
Let's see. Arte is gonna just try and break free from this sense of dread that they have. Was it a wisdom? Is that what we decided?
Mm-hmm.
Great. And you see her sort of like shake her head and like kind of this look of like calm kind of like goes like sort of goes over her face. She looks back up at Cassia, more determined than ever. And she looks no longer scared. Oh no. That was weird. I don't know. I just like moused over and it was like, oh, we're gonna click all the buttons. This guy is like gonna just like look down at Hazelnut and just be like, gross. What is this pest? And he is going to cast a spell. And you see these sort of demonic looking ghosts begin to flit all around him. Each one sort of has this like glowing eye symbol on their forehead as he sort of like in the middle of like this sort of tornado of specters. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And that will be his turn. Isla.
I would assume I would see the spirits from there.
Oh yeah.
I'll take a peek. Like, scooting over here and taking a peek behind the pillar to see what's happening over there. How injured do they look like? The one in the back. The one that's doing the spirit things.
He's looking all right.
Looking alright.
He's definitely like he's definitely hurt, like, you know, he's got some cuts, some scrapes. Some of his armor's been kind of burned away. You see he's got like this chainmail underneath his robes, but he's still holding fast.
I see. I would like to cast sleep all the way in the back to make sure not to hit like Varian or Hazelnut. I want to cast it like behind the spirit person.
Does it have that big of range?
It's 90 feet.
Okay.
And I'll even upcast it just to make sure. Just to make sure.
26.
Yeah, you have 26 HP.
You see him just collapse on the ground asleep. The spirits that were once encircling him just sort of dissolve into nothing.
Well, that's enough. That's enough spirits around. I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 of them. I don't need more.
I forgot to move them on her turn.
Okay, they're slow. They're crawling out of the water.
I'm thinking about it.
Can I click on this guy?
I had a plan, but it's just gone. It's just
Whoa.
plan gone. I'll
Sorry.
go here. I'll go back over here and use my rabbit hop to do a little bit of more distance, like a little leap. Over here before let's see. Yeah, this is fine. I'll go over here. Making sure this lady doesn't look at me. I've seen what she can do. She makes people spooked. I don't want to be spooked. And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. She will sort of once again beckon to the river. And you see 2 more little ghouly boys start to pull themselves out. This guy. Eh. Oh. Okay. Varian.
All right.
See a sleeping guy below at your feet, a hazelnut off to your side, big big scary lady behind you.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna try to break from the fear. Please work. 19.
19 does it. No longer afraid.
All right. But that is my action. So I'm going to at least move closer to the lady. Yeah. I'll pop my bonus action then and have her roll me a dex save.
Can she?
What's my anime going out?
Can she? Oh, just have disadvantage. Okay. She's restrained. Alright. Dex save. Disadvantage. 10.
10. All right. 2 points of lightning damage. That will be my turn, and my rage will drop since I haven't attacked anything within my time frame. Okay.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Alright, we go to Alarin.
Yeet. Shoot. Where's button? And I get
Advantage.
advantage. Advantage. Button. Submit. 24.
That hits.
10 plus 3d6. $19. Yeet.
Okay, she's looking pretty hurt.
That's my turn though, unfortunately. So
Okay.
I will slip right back there.
It is her turn, and I believe she takes some damage from your chains there, Ibrin.
She
2d6.
takes 2d6. She has disadvantage on attack rolls, and then at the end of her turn, she can attempt to break free.
Okay, would you like to roll those 2d6?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Oh man.
That is the exact amount of health that she has left.
Oh, nice.
She burnt.
So your chains sort of like bind tighter around her, and you see them ignite, and she sort of like begins to scream as they burn into her. And then Arte will take her sword and kind of give her the wombo combo as she's restrained. And she'll plunge her sword into Cassia. As Cassia falls, she begins to shrink down to normal size. The symbol on her...
Ibrin is has his hands over his face because he's so scared, but he's watching through like a little slit in his fingers.
And as she falls, she shrinks down to normal size. The glowing symbol on her forehead fades away, and her body hits the floor. As this happens, the specters in the room will kind of like shake their heads and kind of look down at themselves, and then they'll all turn towards the purple robed figure. And they will fly to him and then pull him down into the river Styx.
Ooh.
We are now out of
Ooh.
initiative.
Laren's gonna peek around the corner after hearing this scream.
Oh, my eardrums.
My
This is-
eardrums.
as she falls, her sort of like shadowy where is it? Her great sword kind of clangs to the ground next to her.
I'm just gonna pick that up.
Okay.
Can I search your body?
Yes. As you pick up the sword, Varian, the shadows are going to kind of like wrap around your hand. and you sort
I
of
think this is a bad idea.
you now feel sort of bonded to this sword.
What would you like me to roll?
Uh,
Investigation?
no, as you kind of like search what she might have on hand, she seems to be wearing a set of plate mail. It has the symbol of the eye sort of like etched into it all over. She has
Clothes.
she has a pouch full of like small there's 3 small rubies and 3 like small sapphires.
Mine. Mine. Just the seagulls.
And yeah, that's what she's got. Oh, I'm so sorry. She also has a note kind of like tucked into her pouch as well.
I'm gonna read the note.
Uh,
If I can.
oh yeah. Yeah, the note's in common. And it's sort of like written in this sort of like embellished like gold ink. At the bottom is
shiny.
stamped the sigil of the eye. It just simply states, the throne is yours as long as you do my bidding.
Who is it signed by?
It just is signed. It's just a sigil of the eye at the bottom.
Okay. I'm keeping this note.
And Arte is going to kind of look around the sort of now quiet halls. Just like, well, thank you, my friends. Hopefully this will restore a bit of peace down here in the underworld.
I hope that it will too.
I guess now the question is, if Hades isn't here, who should sit on the throne?
Well,
Hazelnut.
Hazel's still like scratch her head. She's like, "What? Just sit down here in the spooky place, Nyla. I want to go where the pie is."
Well, it is understandable. You're not going anywhere. Speaking of this, I'll pick up Hazelnut and present Hazelnut to Varian.
Hazelnut will kind of like raise her head up a little bit and kind of like wait for like, you know, like a thank you or a congratulatory like scratch on the head, something.
Oh yeah, I'll give like a good little head rub.
She
Wait,
will.
so. Oh.
You know, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I was.
No, you go first.
She lets out like a little burp, a little bit of acid comes out. She, as you pat her on the head, and then she's gonna look at Nyla and she's like, "Is it pie?"
Oh, of course. Varian, would you kindly serve your finest slice of pie to this little gremlin?
Gremlin.
It's precious little gremlin.
Do they have a preference as to what flavor?
She's always down for a surprise.
All right, we'll go with blueberry cinnamon pie.
Oh.
Real fancy.
I'll just kind of set the.
Is that only a slice? Yeah.
A whole pie, Nyla, whole pie.
The whole pie.
Whole pie?
please.
All right.
Whole pie.
I'll set the whole tin down on the ground.
She's going to
That's a
leap
little weird.
out of Nyla's hands and like swan dive into the pie tin and
Oh.
just go to town. Ebron, sorry, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, Ebron will like kind of like look around and then turn to Arte. So, is that it? Are they gone?
I mean, I'm sure they still have plenty of forces down here, and it's gonna take some rebuilding to get things organized again and the souls where they need to go.
So where's Hades then? Will he come back? Will they come back?
That's hard to say. I'm not sure. I know he was wounded. I've never seen a god be wounded before. Whether he'll come back or not, I cannot say. The fact that he's not already appeared is a little bit troubling.
Do you know where a god would go to heal if they were wounded? Would
My guess would
Olympus?
be Olympus. Yes.
Ooh.
And if he's there healing, somebody's gonna need to be down here on the throne.
You seem to know quite a bit about how things work. I don't think there's anyone more qualified.
Do you think it's truly okay for me to take the seat of a god?
I mean, if you
If
think
not
of it,
you,
it's,
then who?
as well as
Well,
it's scary.
probably you or
Or your sister.
Cletus. Or your
Or Cletus.
sister.
If only we could have Cletus take the seat, but unfortunately, I do not believe that would be possible. Plus,
Cletus and his lovely horse.
well, if you think I would make a good fit, I suppose I can be the take care of things in the interim till Hades returns.
I think that would probably be the best course of action.
I agree.
So, I guess we're going to be trying to find Olympus then.
I suppose. I'm a little nervous what's happening in the overworld, I guess.
How does one even
Overworld?
get to
Real world?
Olympus?
That I'm not entirely sure. But you've made it here, so I have full faith that you guys will get to wherever you need to go.
Well, if we had to go down to get here, then maybe for Olympus we have to go up.
Ooh.
Can we take the party wagon with us there?
I hope so. We did pay for it.
Paid some good money.
True.
I think we should put some booze on there too.
I hope our party wagon's okay.
If anyone raided it, I am going to be so angry.
Arte, will you be okay managing things down here?
Will I be okay? That's to be seen, but I will most certainly do my best.
Well, if you like, well, surely you can send message to the city of the heroes,
Oh yes, I'll
and they'd be able to aid you.
once I have the aid of my sister as well as Charon, and the whatever denizens are still left across the underworld. With Cassia gone, and her not holding power over all the denizens and spirits, surely won't be as difficult to get them out of here.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that without a leadership structure, they'll be thrown into turmoil
I agree.
and easy to drive away. Also, how do we get back? Karan, maybe we should talk to Karan about that.
Could be possible. Perhaps there is a way to send you back with a bit of magic. But let me try something first, I suppose. And Arte's gonna like very slowly start walking towards the throne. And as she does, you see all of the Shirevale ghosts sort of kind of like pile into the throne room, led by Charon and her sister, and they all watch as Arte takes a seat. And as she does, she seems so small at first, and then she begins to grow larger. And as she sort of gets situated, you notice all of this sort of large sort of centerpiece flares up with a bright sort of strong blue fire. And you'll notice that along the walls there are statues of Hades that you couldn't quite see because they were all defaced, and they begin to change shape. And instead of statues of Hades, they now become statues of Arete. And you see Charon, her sister, and all of the spirits that are in the room sort of give a respectful bow to Arete.
Bow.
And Arte's gonna. She looks shocked as she's kind of like looking around, seeing the statues change. You see sort of her armor and change as well. And now the symbol kind of changes to the symbol of a pair of wings with a sword that looks similar to Arete's, kind of emblazoned, being like blazoned across all over the underworld instead of the symbol of Hades. And then she's going to turn towards the fire, and she's like, I think... And she's going to focus really hard, and if you peer into the fire, you see the party wagon.
Ooh.
I think I can get you back if I concentrate hard enough. But I'll need your help as well, because the vision is foggy. If you're ready to depart, you can go now, or if you would like to rest, you can. And we can try this again later.
I think
Nothing
a
like the
rest
present
while we
time.
know we're safe. Or I was gonna say, I think a rest while we know we're safe is probably our best bet. But
Okay, but hear me out. The party wagon.
also
be
party
risking.
wagon, very true, very true. But like the entirety of Shirevale is here, and how far have they gotten?
I mean, from Shirevale, they've gone quite the distance. In one way, shape, or form.
All right, fair enough.
Alright. I think we're going.
Before you go, she's like, "There's no promise that I'll be able to get you exactly here. It'll take a little bit of your help to get you where you want to go. But I'm a bit new to this, obviously. So things could go awry.
Okay, how can we help?
As you guys kind of peer into there, I would like you each to share a memory that you have of the party wagon. That I would like you to roll a d20, each of you.
Go with equipping the party wagon with multiple barrels of booze, us traveling along and just vibing.
Yeah, my memory will be me hustling the wagon along, and and Nyla sitting inside, Varian passing Alarin out through the window up onto the roof to sit on the roof while we go, and then passing drinks out to me to drink while I'm driving it down the country lane.
Valorin definitely remembers going to buy the booze with Varian, as well as riding on top of the party wagon while Eprian was drinking.
My memory would be that I tried so hard to have a catapult, not a catapult, a ballista installed on it. And I remember hating the name at first, but kind of growing into it. I
Blazing
forgot what the
Bunny.
name. Blazing Bunny? Yeah, I think that's it.
I think it was the Blazing Bunny.
Blazing Bunny. I kind of hated it at first, but growing. I grew to
Hey man, Blazing Bunny fits you.
it.
After what you did to these
Those poor
dogs.
puppers.
I'll do it again.
Exactly.
I'll have each of you guys roll a d20 for me.
Oops.
Okay, okay.
Oh,
You know, kind of funny that it's 10 apart each. That's nice.
Yeah. It's a 16, a 17, a 6, and a 7. Oh man.
Okay.
The rolls tonight are
You see the vision
funny.
shift and kind of warp a little bit, but it sort of like kind of clears up again, and you still see the party wagon. She's like, I just take a leap of faith, and I think I'll get you there.
Yeet.
You know what? This isn't the first time I've been caught on fire. It's like going.
Ebern will turn and look back and wave at the Shirevale people.
They're all kind of like in a line, and they give you a little wave.
yeah, I'll do the same. Before leaving as well, making sure to grab Hazelnut with the Python.
Nyla, before you jump through,
Oh,
Karen will stop you for a split second.
go back. I'll just toss Hazelnut in there then.
He's gonna hand you a crystal ball. A crystal like sphere. Inside, you see this swirling kind of, it's like smoke. And he's going to touch one bony finger to your forehead. And in your mind, you hear, should you ever need to revive a fallen hero, smash this, and I will bring them back.
I should wear on them or
Just smash it and utter their name.
You probably have
Oh.
to smash it over their head.
smash it on the forehead.
Just cave their skull in with it.
I'll make sure to put it to good use.
And he'll give you a little salute.
Thank you. And I'll leave. I'll jump in.
And as you guys go through, the last thing you see is Cletus, Argus, and Hilda kind of smiling at you as they watch you return back to the land of the living.
And who else?
Sweetie pie plum.
Sweetie Pie
pudding.
Plum Pudding is there as well.
Okay.
S-triple-P, boys.
With an S at the front.
You
Yeah, it is
guys,
S-triple P.
Yeah, it's S-triple.
you guys feel this like pulling sensation as you sort of like soar upwards. You can tell you're soaring upwards. You
Whee!
can't see anything. And eventually you are back.
Oh,
You're
shit.
back in
Party wagon.
Thanatos. Up above you is the blazing sun high up in the sky. And you are all in the back of the party wagon.
I wonder if they still hate us at the church.
And if, as you peer out around the town, you remember, if you guys remember, Thanatos is sort of like it's the head church of Hades. There were statues of him everywhere, and you've noticed that all of the statues have changed, and they are now statues of Arte.
Oh.
And that's where we're on the session.
Let's go.
Wow.
We did it.
Go. We've installed a new god.
Hey Steve, how about those fireballs? Those are pretty sweet.
How about those fireballs, huh?
Those
And many
are
more to come.
Those are
okay,
something,
amazing.
huh?
It's alright. Thank you so much for watching. And again, we are playing this live on Twitch, so if you ever want to see any of this unfold as it happens, come drop by the stream. Also, all of our players are fellow streamers, and if you like what you heard, please go check them out. They are all absolutely fantastic folks. I'll have links to their Twitch pages down in the description below as well. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you all next time. Have a good one.